Hi guys, welcome to a new OGS Studios tutorial. This is Thursday Tutorials by OGS Studios. Today we're going to be teaching you about selective color conversion, and this image was shot like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I did it with collaborating with different people, the model, makeup artist, and location. A lot of the information about this shoot is on the caption. You can find that. What this tutorial is about is selective color conversion, whereby I'll be picking out a specific color tone and changing it. In this image, I'll be changing the color tone of the leaves. I like to do different kind of photography, and I want to have my photography have like a surreal kind of feel or an abstract kind of feel. So in this image, everything looks lovely. I like the color, I like the lighting that hit the model, but what I wanted to change was the leaves here. I love the beautiful green leaves, but I want to change the color, and in this tutorial I'll teach you how to do that. So let's jump straight into it. Once you already have tweaked your image, I usually do this as the last effect that I do, or usually sometimes I do it as the first effect just to see whether it's going to work. So here we'll have our image layer, and what you want to do is that you'd want to add an adjustment layer. I used to use selective color to change this, but after using it for some time, I realized that it wasn't really giving me a strong change unless you like duplicated the layer a lot of times. And in this situation, we already have like the green really, the saturation of the green is quite strong. So what I learned recently was that when you go to the adjustment section here, and you go to the hue and saturation adjustment, you click on it, it will come about here. You have it as a layer here. The adjustment will become as a layer here. And what you'd want to do, before I didn't know that you can actually select a particular color that you want to change. There was only master, and I never thought of clicking it. So what it did is that when you change this, the whole image actually gets affected. All the color tones in the image get affected, as you can see. So you get these weird colors. You know, for some, you know, like it's like one of those 80s videos where you have like these crazy hues, colors, and stuff like that. So this is cool if you want to go for that kind of effect. But if you don't want to go for that kind of effect, you can easily go to this section where it shows the master tab, and when you click on it, you actually get to select which color tones you want to affect. So you can affect the reds, the yellows, the greens, the cyans, blues, and magentas. And if, for instance, right now, what we were planning to do was I was planning to change the green to a different color tone. So I'll select the green, and what you'll see now is that when we do the adjustment, when we move the hue dial here, you see that the only color tone that will be affected will be the green color tone, and I'll show you now. So if I move it to the right, you can see that the only thing that is being affected in the image is the green, as you can see here. So that's the benefit of actually selecting what color tone you want to affect. And if you move up and down, you get to see. So I can have it like really blue, I can have it like this kind of, you know, cyan green kind of color, or I can have it on this purple kind of tone. I wanted to actually have it purple, and so I'm going to keep it on this side. And as you can see at the bottom here, these areas here of these leaves were not affected. And I actually want to have all the greens in this area to this kind of color, this magenta purplish kind of color. So what I'll do is that I'll go to the cyans, because these are closer to the cyans than blue, and tweak them a little bit, move the dial down. So as you can see, I've already moved the dial down, and I've changed that area that I wanted to change. But the only problem is it's also affected the genes here. So if I hide my adjustment layer, you get to see that the genes were actually blue. You see the effect? They're actually blue, because I changed the cyan. I changed the cyan in the hue saturation here. So what I can do is that when you open adjustment layer, you always get this layer mask, and what layer mask is basically you can just erase the area that you don't want the effect that you've done to affect the image below. So what I'll do is I'll take my brush, and I'll go to the area that I don't want to be. I don't want the effect of the cyan to affect. So here I don't want this change that I've done for the cyan to affect this area. I only want it to affect here. So what I do is I just come and I brush it in. Let me just increase my opacity here so we can see a drastic change. You see? So I'm taking out that effect so it doesn't affect this blue here, which it had in the previous when I did that adjustment. So I'm just trying to clear up. And the good thing about having a layer mask is that it allows you to control your image. So like in certain areas that you didn't want the effect to reach, you can remove the effect. So you have like an image whereby let's say the tones that you didn't want affected were not affected, basically. Yeah, and that's basically it in terms of like the tutorial. In terms of color tone change, as you can see, this is the before. We had the green leaves. You're looking really lovely, but I wanted to change and tweak it a little bit, and I changed it to this kind of color tone. And it's not this, you don't really necessarily have to do it. It depends on the kind of image that you're shooting, and it depends on also maybe what your client wants, or maybe what you're feeling like changing. You can do a lot of different changes as well. So it's really up to you. This is just another tip that you can add, or trick that you can add to your bag, and you can use it. Maybe you had something to use before. Yeah, and I think that's about it from our side. I'll try my best to post some new tutorials every Thursday, and thanks for tuning in. Cheers, and don't forget to follow us on our different social media channels on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Cheers. Have a good week, guys.